How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel for a new video, and I've got one for the Volkswagen guys today. We are doing some maintenance upgrade kind of stuff. So you probably have this issue. A lot of people do. Unless you've bought a car from the beginning, you've maintained your steering wheel, you've probably got a really shiny steering wheel. And mine is no exception. I mean, look at this thing. Slicker than your mom on prom night. It is all shiny and it just looks gross, especially compared to like the nice leather in the seats. Like this leather's got like a deep tone. It's a little flat looking. It's not shiny. While this, your hands get it all greasy and you're touching it a lot. So it just wears down and doesn't look good. We need to fix it. The correct solution for this is to buy a new steering wheel. I don't know a lot of the steering wheel brands, but there's quite a few out there. A lot of different people have them. The main thing that I didn't like in the aftermarket steering wheels, without going custom, I couldn't find one that was not carbon fiber. There's a lot of carbon fiber on the Miata, and I love the carbon fiber there, but on the GTI, I don't have any. So I just don't like to have only one carbon fiber thing, especially in the interior. It stands out so much. So the budget option, and we're gonna see how well this works, how long it lasts, but the budget option is a steering wheel cover. And no, I'm not talking AutoZone cover. I'm talking a made to fit and sort of custom ordered, because you get to pick your threads, your color, your style. I went with a all leather with the red leather stripe in the middle. I think that'll look really cool in the car. Red stitching to match everything else that is red stitching in the Golf. And I did perforated leather on the side and then just solid on the top and the bottom of the steering wheel cover. It also comes with tape, because you're going to be taping this onto the steering wheel and then sewing it together. The main thing is you don't want this moving at all, or else it's gonna feel weird and it's gonna fall off and be kind of dangerous. But it comes with the 3M tape to stick on, and it comes with the red threading to stitch it all together. And you can pick out all kinds of different things. This kit is from MEWANT. I got it from, not MEWANT, MEWART. I got it from a site called Stitching Covers, I think, stitchingcovers.com. It's all just China-based stuff that, basically if you order this stuff from anywhere, it's all the same thing. It's all coming from the same place, and it's just rebranded, resold. Like the DSG paddles shifter that I bought that from a website and company, came from China, and you can find the same exact product on AliExpress. So if you're into that sort of thing, I'm kind of into supporting a company, even if it means it's like, whatever. But people took the time to make a website, list the products, take pictures of it and everything. So AliExpress, who knows where that comes from, but it all does come from the same place. But anyways, enough talk. Let's jump in the car. I'm gonna just set up some cameras, and this is probably gonna take a little bit to do. So I'm just gonna set up some cameras, get some different angles, go through the process of sewing this all together, and then give like some initial thoughts and impressions after we have it installed. But otherwise, I'm pretty excited. I think this is gonna look good. I think it's gonna look good. So let's jump in the car and get started. top is done. This took a long time. This whole process has taken quite a while, but I have to say, better than expected. I mean, it's all sewn up. I've got all the edges underneath. It's kind of tough to see. The only part that was a little weird was in between the little stripe in the middle. It was hard to align it, but I got it the best I could. And then since there's already a bunch of thread here, there was a gap. So I did the best that I could. I went over it twice, and then I put a little bit of glue on the threads just to make sure it holds into place. But otherwise, it's like a no seam all the way around. You got a little seam right there, but won't be too noticeable after a while anyways. On the other side, it's kind of the same. So really where there's extra threads on the wheel, when there's unevenness, there's just always going to be a little bit of a gap. But this looks great right in here. Guys, here it is, our new steering wheel wrap. It came out really pretty nicely, nicer than I expected. It's not perfect, wasn't expecting perfection, but it is leaps and bounds better than the super slick and worn out leather. The hardest part of this whole thing was actually tucking the leather underneath the trim. On the bottom here, it came out really nicely, but on these edges right here, you can see there's a little crease right there. Not too much of a crease on this side, but from the front, you can't tell my mistakes. So they've been kind of hidden behind, but what you can see back here is there are gaps. So if I would do this again, I would have tucked everything first and then sewn it. I saw the manufacturer had two different instructions. The instructions that came in the box said to tuck first and then sew. On their online video of the Golf steering wheel, they sewed it first and then tucked it. So not a huge deal. You can't really see it, especially behind the paddles and everything. Otherwise, it looks beautiful. I really like it. I'm pretty happy with it. No complaints for the price. Outside of buying a whole entire new steering wheel, this is a really good solution if you guys are looking for one. So with that being said, let's jump in the car and do a little end impressions kind of thing and wrap the video up, enjoying our new steering wheel. All right, we're in the car. I know the steering wheel doesn't make the car any faster, but it feels really nice. I'm super happy with this. My right hand fits really nicely. Left hand fits nicely as well. I can tell there's a little part on the left side that isn't making full contact with like the OEM steering wheel. Like this side, you know, it feels like it's just there. This side, you can tell there's like a little bubble, which isn't a huge deal. I'm sure with the summers and everything, the leather will shrink a little bit and maybe that'll go away, but either way. I am a little annoyed that I had to use glue to do this, and I think that's mainly because of the way I installed it, but don't blame me because their video showed them installing it with the thread first and then tucking it in. And if I were to do this again, like I said, would not do it that way. Tuck first, then sew. It'll end up looking way better. I did think about getting like a Club Sport steering wheel, but like I said, the budget is like really broad, so it's super expensive or cheap like this. Obviously, we're not counting the little covers that you would buy at AutoZone or anything like that. This is the best looking steering wheel cover that I could find, and they had multiple options so you can customize it however you want to. I just went with like an OEM look to refresh the leather in the steering wheel, and I didn't want like Alcantara or carbon fiber or anything like that. I really like just the all leather. It's good enough for me. And you can still use all of your paddles just fine, no big deal. Doesn't get in the way, doesn't interfere with any of that. I mean, it works as it should. It's a steering wheel that just, if you install it correctly, it feels really nice. I love the perforated leather. I love the little centering stripe. I think it's very racy looking. But otherwise, there's not really much else to say about this steering wheel now.
feel like I've said all I could say. So on that note, I'm just gonna go ahead and close out the video. I'm not gonna include a link in the description because I can't vouch for this product, but if you do your own research, you can decide to buy it. It is stitching covers, I think, stitching covers, or MEWANT. The box said MEWANT, but if you look up GTI steering wheel cover, you'll probably find it on Google or wherever you search for things on the internet. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one or learned something. Thank you for checking out the GTI video. There is more to come on that. Still waiting on Miata stuff and always waiting on GTI stuff. So stay tuned, go down below, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.